Hello, Dr. Dranitajohnston here, and I am in California with Francie White. Francie White is the founder of Central Coast Treatment Centers. She's her background is in dietetics, nutrition, exercise, movement, women's issues. She's basically one of the big thought leaders in the field that has to do with women and movement and nutrition. And so I wanted to speak with you today about a concept that you came up with called exercise resistance or exercise avoidance. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and why it's so important?
Yes, so exercise resistance syndrome, for no better name at this point, is something that I realized was actually a syndrome, a complex of symptoms and issues that, when put together, added up to more than just I'm lazy or having a bad habit of not being as active or thinking one's not athletic. It's actually a syndrome, and many have it, of just repeatedly quitting what is actually a very natural, instinctive part of being female, and that is physical activity. So it's either a pattern of finding oneself quitting and getting very inactive, getting anxiety with exercise, or actually flat out giving up and not exercising, refusing to. And I know some people have physical disabilities and cannot exercise, and obviously that is not the population I'm speaking to. It's more the kind of throw in the towel attitude toward physical activity. And the point is here that it occurs for very good reasons. That this syndrome and its treatment occurs for hidden reasons, often unconscious, less conscious reasons that actually eclipse what we're calling a birthright toward movement and being alive in one's body. And so it's about recovering what is essentially ours as women, and certainly men as well. We're just talking about women's exercise resistance, and it's fascinating to see what it is that sets it off. A lot of the diet and exercise, fitness movement has actually backfired and caused a very important rebellion in women.
What I love about this is it's really taking the idea that your struggles with eating and weight are not just about food and your body, but there's something way bigger going on, way more complex, and in my mind, way more interesting, and is really the path out. So the idea that if you're wanting to move your body and then you sit down and grab the remote and just do this, there's a reason for that, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
And a very good reason.
An excellent reason. There's so much going on inside of we call it the feminine soul, the underneath parts, underneath the ocean of our being. So we can tell ourselves, on one hand, I really should exercise, I should go work out, it's healthy, it's logical, rational. But there's a part of us that doesn't really connect so much through logic and rational and goal setting.
How about the should?
Right. And it's the power of the feminine soul, the unconscious factions, the collective consciousness within women that is in an uproar right now with regard to diet and exercise and body image, because we can think we want one thing on the outside, and it's what the culture tells us is right and good, and then we find ourselves headlong into either rebellious overeating or somehow just being cut off from our very natural instinctive drive to move our bodies.
So how about this idea that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not damaged or broken in some way if you can't stick to your exercise regime, but that there are other forces at work in your psyche that's worth finding out about.
Yes.
And that's where it gets really exciting and actually even fun.
Yep. And going inside through the process of the transformation from exercise resistance to an embodied relationship to movement is an exciting, incredibly worthwhile journey that people can do in the privacy of your own home, in groups, in support groups, in workshops, with therapists, even without, definitely. And that's what we're going to be talking more about.
So join us at the Light of the Moon Cafe, where we go even deeper into understanding what is this and what's underneath that resistance or that avoidance of claiming your birthright, which is to move your body in joy. So thank you, Francie, for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.
Thank you.